7 powerful countries that are impossible to conquer. Bhutan. This surprisingly tiny country located in Southeast Asia has practically nothing when it comes to self-defense. Bhutan does not have a massive army, and neither does it have a very well-equipped air force. In fact, Bhutan does not even have any tanks in its military. Yet, Bhutan somehow happens to be one of the few countries which has almost never seen an actual invasion of its homeland. Bhutan happens to be surrounded by the incredibly majestic Himalayan peaks on all sides and is already 300 m above sea level. Even if an army does manage to reach the border, altitude sickness will weaken the army personnel further. By the time an army actually makes it to Bhutan, they will be completely exhausted and resourceless that an invasion will be nothing but pointless. Iran. Iran is easily one of the many powerful countries to exist in the Middle East. It even has the biggest number of enemies a single country can have, with the exception of North Korea. The biggest reason behind Iran's immunity is its impractical geographic location, which is so intimidating that the country doesn't even need an army to keep notorious parties away. Iran happens to be surrounded by extremely lofty mountain peaks on all its sides. Numerous hidden bunkers have also been constructed in these peaks, where Iranian spy soldiers reside, monitoring this terrain 24/7 for invaders. The 500,000 military personnel, 1,658 tanks, 137 fighter planes, and extremely advanced ammunition is yet another reason why the USA and Saudi Arabia absolutely dislike Iran. Switzerland. Switzerland is famous all across the planet for 3 simple things: Swiss watches, Swiss chocolates, and its incredibly fierce neutrality in world politics. Switzerland is known to not have any enemies and is one country that every other powerful country is on pretty good terms with. Even though this country has never actually involved itself in any trouble, it is one of the most powerful countries on this planet. Unless a rebellious invader wants to risk getting into extremely severe trouble, no one will dare invade Switzerland. Even if, by some miracle, someone does manage to invade the country, Switzerland certainly knows how to defend itself. North Korea. The North Korean army is reportedly the second largest in the world, just behind the USA. Its atomic skills alone are enough to intimidate the biggest and even the most powerful countries in the world. It's no secret that North Korea has plenty of enemies, but no one will dare declare anything on them. There have been several times when the world has anticipated battles between the USA and North Korea due to their ridiculously tense relations. But even the US is quite reluctant to do so, mostly because of North Korea's friendship with China. North Korea is also said to be one of the most vicious countries in the world and is almost impossible to invade. Canada. Canadians are known to be quite a peaceful lot, and they undoubtedly prefer their snowy Christmases over battles any day. But that does not mean that Canadians are weak or defenseless in any way. In fact, it is actually quite difficult to invade Canada, and even if they had any enemies, no one would dare take any chances. The biggest and strongest armor Canada has is its size and geographic location. It is completely surrounded on 3 sides by the glacial waters of the Atlantic as well as the Pacific Oceans, with freezing temperatures of almost below -30 degrees Celsius. The only way to actually invade Canada safely is straight through the US, which is towards its south. And considering just how powerful the USA is and how friendly these 2 nations are, the task is nearly impossible. Japan. Japan is as powerful as it is small. Japan is also one of the most advanced, most developed, and most powerful countries. The Japanese economy is said to be the fourth largest in the world, and its annual military budget is estimated to be $50 billion. They have one of the most advanced military ammunitions in the world with almost unmatchable technology as well as supremacy. If an invader still wants to invade this country, he will have to cross an entire ocean to reach it, which is anything but easy. And if they aren't ripped to shreds by the Japanese, allies like the US will certainly knock them out. Russia. Russia is undeniably the largest country on this planet, and this alone is one of the biggest defenses they have. Any present-day invader definitely cannot match up to their level or even invade Russia, let alone subdue it. In fact, the Russian generals can easily joke that all they have to do is take a step back and watch the climate do its job. The freezing Siberian temperatures, as well as the treacherous mountains, are almost impossible to navigate. By the time an army manages to make it to the Russian mainland, they will have wasted several resources, and it will just be a cakewalk for the Russian army to easily subdue them.